Okay, so these videos are going to be showing the problems from the lab manual. So I'm going to go over the simpler ones with you. And again, these monohybrid, dihybrid crosses, these Punnett squares are all the same. So they're basically worked out all the same. It's the analysis that's different. Okay. Okay, so with this, and this is on page 144, all I'm looking for is during meiosis 1, these two are going to split up, correct? And then during meiosis 2, the sister chromatids are going to split up. Okay, so I need a pencil. Oh. Okay, so basically you're going to have this situation and then this. And then these are going to split up. And then you're going to have like big A here, and then little a here. And this will be big A, and then little a. These are going to... Yes, I can't draw. Y'all know that. And these will have little a. These will have big A, and then we'll have little a, and big A. Okay, and then what's going to happen here is any of these can match with these, and so just pick one. I'll pick this little a, can pair with this little a as well during fertilization. Okay, that one's an easy one. I've already wrote in these. I made a video actually before, and I'm kind of disappointed that I completely lost it. So what this is, and I'll give a quick explanation, is that again, the Punnett squares are done the same. It's just that the analysis is different. This one in particular is autosomal dominant. What autosomal dominant means is that the condition is actually dominant. In this case, retinoblastoma is an autosomal dominant disease. Retinoblastoma causes eye tumors. The gene for the protein that, when affected, causes the tumor that is found in chromosome 13. Big R represents the retinoblastoma allele, and little r represents the normal allele. The first question, and these are actually pretty easy. Don't overcomplicate it. What is the genotype and the phenotype of the father? Okay, so answer the following questions between a father who's little r, and a mother who is big R for retinoblastoma. So the genotype is the genetic makeup. The phenotype is a physical manifestation of that. The genotype of the father is little r, and this individual is normal. And the mother is big R for retinoblastoma. They say that they want you to write it in this way: homozygous recessive, homozygous dominant. You know, honestly, you need to know how to translate this into this and vice versa, but I actually don't mind if you just write the letters down. What is the potential gametes produced by the father? He's only going to produce little r, because that's all he has, and then the mother's just going to be big R. And then complete the Punnett square between these two individuals. Here I drew little sperm. This is the egg. And they're all going to have retinoblastoma. So all of them are actually going to have retinoblastoma because this is a dominant, autosomal dominant trait. Okay. All right, so going to the next page. This is on page 146. This is the same question regarding retinoblastoma. This is also autosomal dominant. So what is the genotype and phenotype of the father for two individuals that have retinoblastoma that are heterozygous? So the father is going to be heterozygous for retinoblastoma, big R, little r. The genotype for the mother is big R, little r. You can also say heterozygous for retinoblastoma as a phenotype. And then the potential gametes produced by the father is going to be big R and little r because they're heterozygotes. Same for the mother. And if you do the cross between these two individuals, so big R, little r, maybe make that sperm. there's going to the phenotypic ratio. And you gotta remember to see if they're asking phenotypic or genotypic ratio. In this case, it's asking phenotypic ratio. There's going to be 3 individuals retinoblastoma to 1 normal individual. The next one is something that you would most see. This is the most common because usually conditions that cause some type of that impacts a person's fitness or whatnot, they tend to be recessive. Okay, this one is for cystic fibrosis. This is autosomal recessive. This means that this particular trait is recessive, which you would normally see. What I did, this is for cystic fibrosis, which is an autosomal recessive disease. The cystic fibrosis allele causes an abnormal chloride ion channel. This abnormally functioning channel results in high levels of production of viscous mucus, which can lead to increased respiratory infections. Big C represents the normal allele, and little c represents the cystic fibrosis allele. I changed it, and you're welcome to change it if they look the same. The thing is that an uppercase C looks the same as a lowercase c. So instead of using the cystic part of it, I use the fibrosis part of it. Okay, so I changed that to little f, little f. This is someone with cystic fibrosis, and then here is big F, big F. So what is the genotype and the phenotype of the father? The genotype of the father who has cystic fibrosis is little f. They're homozygous recessive, and I wrote CF for cystic fibrosis as the phenotype. What is the genotype and the phenotype of the mother? So big F, homozygous dominant, and normal. What are the potential gametes produced by the father, which is little f, so he's only going to produce little f. What are the potential gametes produced by the mother? It's just going to be big F, because that's all she has. And then complete a Punnett square for the cross between the 2 individuals. And so this is the outcome. They're all going to be heterozygotes. And in this case, they're all going to be normal. All right, so let's do a different cross here. The back. So this is on page 148 of your lab manual. Answer the following questions about a cross or mating between a father who is big F little f and a mother who is big F little f for cystic fibrosis. This is typically what will happen, is that they do not know that they even have the gene, that they're carriers of this particular trait. So what is the genotype and the phenotype of the father? Big F little f, heterozygous, normal, and the same for the mother. What are the potential gametes produced by the father? It's going to be big F little f. And then the mother is going to be big F little f. And let's do Punnett square. So you see that typical, when you do a monohybrid cross, that you're going to have that 3-to-1 ratio phenotypic. And again, these Punnett squares are done the same way, but they're not analyzed in the same way. So here we have a 3-to-1 ratio, the phenotypic ratio. There's going to be 3 normal to 1 cystic fibrosis. So this individual here will have a cystic fibrosis. The next thing I want to talk about is codominance. Now, again, these crosses are done the same way, just the analysis is different. They're written in a different way, but the Punnett square, the analysis, the Punnett square is going to be the same. They're just written differently. What codominance is basically 2 alleles or 3 in which they will be discrete. They will have their own entity. So it's a difference between incomplete dominance would be like if you had blue and you had yellow, then the offspring will be green. With codominance, each allele is going to express itself independently. So it would be like if we had yellow and blue, if it was incomplete, it'd be green, but with codominance, it would be like yellow and blue polka dots. Okay, so they'd express themselves. Now, the ABO blood type is a codominant allele. This is interesting because there are multiple alleles for this particular trait. Big A is dominant, and type A is dominant, type B is dominant, and then type little I, which is O, is recessive. Okay, so a person that has any A is going to express type A blood. They're going to have glycoproteins on their cell surface that are type A. An individual with a type B allele is going to express type B glycoproteins. And then a person that is little I is going to express nothing. They don't make glycoproteins on their cell surface. Okay, so answer the following questions about a cross between a father who's little I, and a mother who is, and this is how we express it, big I to the big A, and then big I to the big B. So this father is type O blood, this mother is type AB. What is the genotype and the phenotype of the father, little I, and then the phenotype is type O. What is the genotype and the phenotype of the mother? It's going to be I to the big A and then big I to the big B, and the type is AB. What are the potential gametes produced by the father? It's just going to be little I. And what are the potential gametes produced by the mother? It's going to be big I to the A and then big I to the B. And if you complete the Punnett square for the individuals, you put little I, and then the genotype for the mother here, and this is the outcome. Now the question here is, what is the predicted ratio of phenotypes of the cross above? They're either going to be type A or type B, okay? Do you see how the A and the B are dominant and they're co-dominant? So if a person has A and B, they're going to be type AB. The only time someone's going to have type O blood is if they have double of these, because if someone's a heterozygote like this, they're going to have type A blood, and this person's going to have type B blood. Okay, so same question. Answer the following questions about a cross remaining between a father who is A to the little I and a mother who is B to the little I. So the father, the genotype and phenotype of the father is going to be big I, A to the little I, type A. What is the genotype and the phenotype of the mother? Big I to the big B, little I, type B. What are the potential gametes? So they're going to produce one of each because they're heterozygotes. And same as here. And then you do the cross. Hey, I'm almost done, buddy. So you line them up here and here, and then you do the cross. And this is, what is the predicted ratio of the phenotypes for the cross above? Now this is an interesting cross because, and sorry, I didn't mean to. It's like the biggest eraser on the planet for the biggest mistakes. Okay. That with this particular cross, you could have any blood type. So you can have type A, type B, type AB, type O. Yay. Now with incomplete dominance, this is what I was just talking about. This is where they are not independent of each other. There's a blending of the two. So with codominance, it'd be like blue and yellow. If you mix the two, then it's going to be blue and yellow polka dots. With incomplete dominance, if you have a blue and a yellow, it's going to be green, okay? Now, this is seen in kind of the texture of an individual's hair. If an individual, like an individual with really curly hair, mates with someone with really straight hair, theoretically, their offspring is going to have wavy hair. So answer the following questions about a cross remaining between a father who is little h. I changed it to H for hair because C looks the same, upper and lowercase, and a mother who is big H. So big H individual is curly and little h is straight. Okay, so the genotype and the phenotype of the father is little h, and is straight, and the genotype of the phenotype of the mother is big H, curly. What are the potential gametes produced by the father? I'm almost done. Is little h. I don't have a pause button on this, Richie. Where the potential gametes produced by the mother is big H, and then if you do the cross, you'll see that every single offspring from this particular cross, they're going to have wavy hair. All of them. See, they're heterozygotes. I need to do this last one, and I need to feed my child. Again, answer the following questions about a cross between a father who has curly hair and a mother who has wavy hair. And so the genotype of the father and the mother, so they're both heterozygotes with the wavy hair. The potential gametes, big H, little h, the potential gametes produced by the mother is big H, little h. If you do the cross, you'll see that's typical. Again, I mean, this is just like every other Punnett square that you've done, but the analysis is different. So you're going to have one individual with curly hair, two with wavy hair, and then one with straight hair. Okay, I gotta stop.